Hello YouTube, flashlight enthusiast here. So, you want a budget alternative to Olight Marauder 2? Well, let's check out the Sofirn IF30 with dual channel design, rotation switch and pretty good power for this kind of flashlight. As usual, if you are interested in this flashlight, make sure to check out links below this video to make a great purchase for this Sofirn IF30 or any other Sofirn that you are interested. Sofirn packages are getting better and better. The quality is really nice. We've got this picture of the flashlight key stats and the box looks really neat and simple. On the other side, we've got key statistics about the output, runtimes and distances, as well as manufacturer's data. What I like about Sofirn is the clear labeling about the color temperature of LED used. Even in such a budget design, magnetic opening is nice detail. Inside the box, you will find a flashlight as well as a bunch of additional accessories, including USB to USB-C charging cable of nice quality and length, a lanyard and 2 spare O-rings in case you need a replacement. Last but not least, clearly written user manual with different languages. That means English and Chinese. Everything is really well protected with this foam inside the package during transportation. The flashlight itself is also well protected. Before operating, make sure to remove the insulation film from the tail cap side, as this flashlight comes with the included battery. IF30 is definitely a great example of Sofirn excellence, especially for such a price. We've got nice matte anodization, edges are well machined and not too sharp whatsoever. The design is definitely attractive and the flashlight lies great in your hands. We've got anti-slip knurling on the battery tube, we've got this nice rotational switch with a decent click, and stainless steel bezel. Definitely the design is fresh and modern. On the opposite side, we obviously got the USB-C charging port, which is a nice addition for general user, and the cooling fins on this flashlight are quite massive and the flashlight is definitely on the heavier side. On the tail cap, we've got this nice engraving for the battery orientation, and when you unscrew the tail cap, you reveal a nice set of threads, well machined and well greased from the factory. Square ones with O-ring sealant. The spring also looks nice. In this price point, definitely nothing more would I expect here. And when it comes to the battery, we've got a little bit unusual size because this is a 32650, which usually is the 26650, so slightly higher capacity. As you can see, 6500 mAh battery. And the thing is that luckily it has the USB-C charging port, because this battery might not fit into your standard Li-ion battery charger. Flashlight is definitely not glued, which is nice. Again, nice set of threads and plain contact here on the head side, and this one is definitely glued. Oops, I just upset the battery orientation thing. Well, at least I can confirm that the battery tube is reversible in direction. On the tail cap there is also a lanyard attachment here. However, if you do this way, this might slightly disturb the tail standing feature, which is excellent on this flashlight, by the way. On the business end, we've got 12 different LEDs, which are presumably Osram P9 LEDs for this cool white efficient floody beam, and in the center we've got slightly deeper reflector with IF30 emitter inside for this nice flowy beam. As you can see, however, my sample has some artifacts in the reflector surface, maybe some dirt or something. This definitely doesn't look that well, especially in the review sample. However, I can confirm that in my view, this does not disturb any beam pattern and this flashlight still throws pretty well. 12 small reflectors for the Osram P9 LEDs are quite shallow, however still provide a nice floody beam pattern without this mule flashlight effect, which is always nice. We've got nice glass here with anti-reflective coating, which is always a welcomed addition. This marking of hot surface definitely is not exaggerated, because this flashlight at 12,000 lumens can get hot pretty quickly. Last but not least, we've got this nice rotational switch that also has an instant click. This flashlight has an auto lockout feature, so right now it's lockout and you have to rotate this more than 60 degrees to have this indicator light in green and indicated that you actually can turn on the flashlight. As you can see, this is a floody beam, so slight hotspot is still visible. However, this is definitely something that you would like to walk with, near, around, etc. And when you like some throwy beam, you have to hold the switch to cycle between throw and flat in the loop. This is pretty nice. And if you like to increase and decrease the brightness, as is indicated here near the switch, either rotate counterclockwise to decrease the brightness or clockwise to increase the brightness. It is divided into some steps. However, if you do it pretty quickly, it dims or increases the brightness pretty smoothly. One click to turn the flashlight on, and basically you've also got some strobe mode, so triple click for strobe mode, double click for turbo output, and you can also hold the switch from off to go into the moonlight mode, although I wouldn't call it that way, or rather maybe low mode, because it's definitely quite bright even in this bright sunny day. The flashlight will lock out automatically after 1 minute of no operation, and you have to manually rotate the ring to unlock it every single time. One thing that I have reservation to in terms of switch is that it has really nice click, but unfortunately I think that there's too little space between the switch and this surface here of the head, so that my fingers actually have difficulty to rotate the switch pretty quickly, because this surface makes it a little bit difficult for me to smoothly rotate it here. So I would highly appreciate this switch to be more on a flat surface for this side. Please let me know in the comment section below if you have similar objections here. Charging of the IF30 is pretty straightforward. You just unplug this rubber cover, quite thick actually, as you can see, sits quite tightly. This is nice. Plug in your USB-C charging cable and look for the charging indicator. Red blinking means charging, green means fully charged. And actually it is true 2 amps charging as usual from Sofirn, but obviously because of the capacity of the battery it takes a while to charge this battery, and the seal is definitely good here. Speaking of indicator under the switch, you've got this typical from Sofirn, so you've got this green for sufficient power, red for low power, and blinking red for please charge me immediately kind of comment from the flashlight. Here are my lumen measurements of the Sofirn IF30. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. First things first, let's note that I measured only 9360 lumens at start and turbo flat output, so this is around 75% of initial claims by Sofirn. However, I have to admit that it's still a respectable result, and it's probably limited by the battery used here. As you can see, surprisingly, we've got quite nice flat output regulation here, with slight fluctuation at the end, but still the flashlight was able to sustain around between 800 and 1000 lumens after the step down, which occurred actually after 1.5 minutes over the course of around 60 seconds. So this is definitely an impressive performance, and note that the flashlight does not get crazy hot, only around 54 degrees Celsius right before the step down, and in the long run flashlight stabilized at 45 degrees Celsius. Looking at the spot runtime in turbo output, this is looking slightly worse here. We've got quite good output at start, around 2450 lumens, and it can be sustained at around 3 minutes and 17 seconds before a slowed step down over the course of 60 seconds. So again, quite nice regulation here, but it steps down to around 327 lumen level, and then as you can see, we've got this upward spike to around 774 lumens after 12 minutes, and then it drops linearly as you would expect in this price range, to around 254 lumens after 3 hours and 6 minutes with flashlight body stabilizing and 45 degrees Celsius. It would look much better if it wasn't this spike at the beginning. Coming back to the Spot Plus flat turbo output, here slightly higher, however no surprises here, the battery is limiting the current, so we've got 9740 lumens at start, and around 1 minute and 37 seconds before the flashlight started a step down from over 8300 lumens. Over the course of 50 seconds, around 1173 lumens, with flashlight head achieving 55 degrees Celsius, so this is definitely a thermal threshold Sofirn set here. And again, because we are using the floody channel, we've got quite nice flat or almost flat output regulation over time, with flashlight sustaining around between 840 lumens to around 1100 lumens, with some minor fluctuations at the end, with overall runtime of over 2 hours and flashlight body stabilizing at 48 degrees Celsius. So in terms of flat output, I'm definitely confident it is a solid performance. I wish the Spot was matching likewise. So, summing it up, I definitely feel that Sofirn IF30 is a solid choice when you're looking for a dual channel flashlight design. It is still quite compact yet substantial in build and thus allow for decent run times and turbo time before step down. Smooth brightness adjustment via the rotationable switch is definitely a great idea. However, I definitely miss some steps like set modes to quicker adjust the brightness when needed. On the other hand, UI is plain and simple, so for general user it is definitely a great advantage. And you can truly use different channels here, both flat, throw and two simultaneously, which gives you true advantage of dual channel flashlight. Speaking of build quality, it's definitely on an excellent side for this price. However, I truly wish that my reflector was a little bit cleaner, and I wish yours is not as dirty as mine. Ordinary features like USB-C charging and battery indicator is definitely a great feature for general users and its convenience. In terms of beam pattern, I can definitely feel that Sofirn did a great job here. I wish there was a neutral white option here, however this cool white is definitely not that bad paired with these reflectors, so I cannot criticize much here. Definitely great flashlight, and I can truly recommend this one to you if you're looking for a budget dual channel design with decent amount of light coming out of the reflector and quite good throw from this IF30 LED. So that's all from me for today. If you have any questions or personal comments about the Sofirn IF30, please don't hesitate and leave them in the comment section down below. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to support the algorithm of this channel and not to miss any future video that I release. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one.